All right, we are live on the live today. By God's grace, we are back to you on the live, and we are privileged because we got the day for us to be able to be here. As you can tell, not everybody live to see today, and so if we are live and alive, we are live and alive. We got to give God the glory. So we are thankful and blessed to be here, and I believe that you are going to join us as we have fun together on this afternoon live show. All right. So if you are just joining us, I know there's somebody on there with with the like button. I want you to keep hitting that like button until more people join on the live. And also, I want you to share it on your Facebook, your YouTube, wherever you're watching us from, on LinkedIn, wherever it is you're watching us from. I just want to encourage you to hit the like and the share button so that we can enjoy this live show together. All right, so I just want to give a shout out to whoever is on there. We appreciate you being on here. We're grateful and thankful for you being on live with us. All right, so we're gonna hit the ball rolling, and as you can tell, today both of us are here to do justice to our topic, and I am Otane, and this is Gifty, and we are live. All right. I'm just happy we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. All right. Yeah. So if you are just joining the stream, please hit the like button or hit the share button and make sure you participate by contributing or bringing your comments to the table so that we can all enjoy the show together. All right, so let's see what we got here. We want to go through our show review, and today we're going to do the news trending. You know, it's not something we're going to do for long. We just want to change that into our health tip for the week. But for now, we're gonna just come on your way with the news. Which the bigger news I have today is that those of you who follow soccer, uh, Argentina has won the World Cup, and none of the teams that played are my favorites anyway. But I was hoping that France would win, but obviously they didn't. I think. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me because I just came from Czech. You know what I'm saying? I just heard that France lost to Argentina on penalty shootout. And so that is what is trending now. Everywhere you go, they're talking about Messi making the dream, after playing so much for his club side. This one is one to write in the books about. This is historic for him and for his country because they haven't won it since 1986. Long before a lot of us were born, right? Uh, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? If you have a grade, you probably aren't a lot of us, but yeah. So they have made it one more time, and that is thanks to great teamwork and also Messi doing his thing. I'm pretty sure it's not just him, but a lot of people contributed to their success. And so today we have come just to make sure that we enjoy the stream. Now, we actually just came from our Christmas convention, so we got a lot of information. If we wanted to talk about what's going on, what happened on our Christmas convention, you probably wouldn't be ready to listen because there's a lot of stuff we learned, right? I'm still in my suit, my Sunday suit, and my wife got to change. But yeah, that's not for this show. We probably will hit it, and sometime in the week, we are actually planning to go live in the week about gifting. We in talks with a gift expert, I should say, who's going to teach us what to do about this Christmas. We're going to have a show probably, definitely before the 24th, where gifts are open. We want to steer your minds towards the right way of gifting. So definitely make that point, make that time to watch if you see the notice coming out. So we're going to talk about that soon. But before that, we're going to hit on the live last show review. Last show review. Last week, what we talked about before we build on that. And Gifty wasn't on the live, and somebody watching may not have been on the live. But if you were on the live, you probably could also type in what you learned, because it's all about studying together. All right. So you can tell us what you also learned by sending it in the chat. Let's communicate together if you watched it. And before you do that, I'm going to start the ball rolling. So we talked about some of the best jobs out there that do not require college education. That was obviously what we discussed last week. Best jobs, or best employment opportunities that you can get without going to university. And the reason we talked about that is that the previous week we had talked about the importance of college education, advanced degrees, and making you more money to overcome poverty. And we didn't want to lose sight of the fact that not only college educated people can make money. So we brought out a show last week and pointed out a lot of various. In fact, when I did a preparation for that show, I was myself baffled at how much money you can make when, even if you don't go to college, if you get to the right sector, if you get to the right job, how much money you can get. And for some of us who cannot go back to college to better ourselves in terms of career and stuff, those are the pointers that would make us still make the best money, the most money, and be able to overcome poverty. So a lot of areas we touched. And if you didn't watch that show, I actually want to encourage you to go back and watch it after this one, because it's going to make your life different. It's going to change your outlook. You may have even been to college. If you're watching, you definitely need to go back and see that show and see how much you can gain from that show, because we listed a lot of job opportunities, not just in the United States, but across the world, where you don't need a university education to land and also make a lot of money and overcome poverty. This series of shows we are doing is to help you overcome poverty and also overcome ill health. So that is what we did. And we just want to touch on a few of those areas. One, Gifty, I don't know if you want to step in. One of them is in the construction sector. We talked about how much people can make if they land jobs in a construction sector. Of course, you may make your hands dirty by being hands-on job expert, like a carpenter, a woodworker, a mason, or any even electrician. All those people are making money because the housing sector is on the boom, it's on the rise, regardless of the temporary slowdown in the US. Across the world, housing is always a place where you can get jobs. So you don't need a college degree to get or make a decent amount of income in the area of construction. And another example,
The repairs?
another example is repairs, right? Repairs, people who fixes broken stuff. We actually mentioned a few things in the mechanical engineering side. You don't need a mechanical engineering degree to have a job, in the industry. There was one kind of job which I think it was about $60,000 a year, what people made by fixing industrial machines, industrial machine mechanics, and then another area, people who are also in the airline industry. I was baffled to learn that you don't need a degree uh, to become a pilot. Initially they did require a degree, but you don't need a bachelor's degree to become a pilot, commercial airline pilot. All you need is the training. You just go to aviation school somewhere and get trained, and after you obtain some number of hours of flying, you become a bona fide airline pilot, a reputable, occupation or trade that you can also have. And so they make close to $100,000 a year. High school diploma is all you needed. And apart from that, we also talked about even in repairs. I didn't finish plumbing. Plumbers in the U.S., plumbers are doctors. You know, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, because because of the numerous houses we have, and the fact that it's a job that requires skill, and people who have been trained in plumbing, they just have jobs all the time. And it's not just having jobs, but they are paid well. And I'm pretty sure in other places the same thing happens. So plumbing, as part of the people who do repairs, also lands you not only job security but excellent. income.
How long did it even take us for us to get a plumber when something
Yeah,
broke in our
we had
house?
something broken in our house. It was just a leak from one of our upstairs bathrooms, and we called and called and called. I mean, they were just running around. How come? There's one person that I actually know on a personal level, because over the years they have come to do work in our house. He kept saying, "I'll come tomorrow," and tomorrow came and never
The
came,
next day.
and the next day will come. He never showed up. Plumbing, and this is a small job that, if I had actually looked into it, I could have probably fixed. But this guy never showed up. I eventually had to look elsewhere for a plumber to get that job done. So, that is how much they are in demand. They are very much well paid. And when the next person came and they charged me, I didn't even say go down or anything, because I was ready to get that thing out of the way. I didn't want my ceiling showing leaks all the time. I was tired of it. And because of the nature and how important their job is, they are always going to have jobs. And not only that, but they are paid well. So, yeah, that's a good one you brought up. And then also, uh, renewable energy is another one that we talked about. Renewable energy, people who install solar panels, people who work in the wind turbine industry, people who work in renewable energy as a whole, because it's a new industry. A lot of job opportunities are there, and not only are there job opportunities, but they are also paid well, and that's the key. They are paid well. You don't need a doctorate degree to be an installer of solar panels. And as I alluded to last time, we had solar panels installed. It took them literally 3 hours, and the job was done. A bunch of, about three people, maybe with a supervisor, and they did it and went same day. I mean, a few hours I'm talking about, and they are paid very well. So, renewable energy. So if you're looking for a job in a sector that will pay you, these are some of the things. And as I'm saying, this is just a few of them. This we don't even have the numbers, because I can't memorize those numbers for this show. But definitely check back on our live shows, the video or the show before this one, and see how many people, I mean, how much they are being paid. And as a matter of fact, I was actually saying that you can use this as a means of you, I mean, looking for which area or sector you have to have a look for a job, especially if you're looking for a career change. This is the time. Watch that video and see which area will best fit you in terms of how much they are paying, what they require, high school degree or no high school degree, or maybe some degree, whatever it is. Just look on that video and you get all that information. And that the information we gave you is definitely good information. It's from the federal government's Bureau of Labor Statistics. All right, so that was our show from last week. All right. I'm fired up for this show. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. All right, so now let's move on to today's show. Well, before we start on today's topic, today we are doing, as I told you, we are going to start off, or we've started off with health tips for the week. Every week, we want to give you a few health tips, because we are a life and health channel. We want to talk about a few things that will benefit you on your health. And so today, we're just going to reiterate the importance of getting the flu shot. Yesterday, my wife and I were at a job meeting, and we had a colleague has been lost to the flu, and obviously we can't say who or what, any more details than just to say that a flu. I mean, somebody died out of the flu, and so if you are in any place where you have access to flu vaccines, please check up, move close. If where you are able to get a flu shot from your pharmacist, all you got to do is to make appointment, or in some places just walk in and get a flu shot out of the way, especially if you are in the colder area, such as in the north, northern hemisphere. If you are in the United States, in Europe, or any of those places where we are actually experiencing winter conditions right now, the flu shot may actually save your life. It may actually save your life. And
Especially if you have underlying conditions. I think in that case, the flu getting flu can be a little complicated, can lead to complication very quickly. So it's advisable that if you have underlying condition, we are encouraging you to get your flu shot, and especially too if you are over 65. I think the numbers out there is showing that more older people are being lost to the flu. So we are encouraging each and every one, if you haven't gotten your flu shot, to go ahead and get your flu shot.
Definitely, 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 definitely. That is your health tip for the week. We are approaching Christmas and we don't want anybody to be sick of the flu, even if you won't die, which I'm pretty sure if you are watching this show, you won't, because we would have hammered this to you several times. You know that we want you to get a shot, whatever vaccine that you are missing, you got to go get it. If you watch this show, we want you to be up to date on all your vaccines, and especially on this season, your flu shot. So if you haven't gotten your flu shot, at the end of this show, call your pharmacist, call your doctor, call your APR, and whoever takes care of you, and see if you can get an appointment and get a flu shot out all the way. So that's your health tip for the week. All right, a week before Christmas. All right, so now we're moving forward to what we have planned for today's show. And as you can tell, we're saying that this is the Life and Health Show. We're going to talk about our series episode number 10 on overcoming poverty and disease. Overcoming poverty and disease. And our topic today on episode 10 is create wealth using your talent and your health. Create wealth using your talent and your health. So, honey, let's get the ball rolling. What I'm going to ask now is, what is talent? Somebody may ask you, well, what is talent? You're talking about creating wealth using your talent and your health. You want to start the ball rolling, or you want me to go?
Yeah, so what I've written down here is talent is everything you have a natural ease to do. Natural ease. You don't struggle through it. When you are doing it, you are happy, you enjoyed it. It's a natural thing in you. So if you have that thing, it means that you have a talent to that particular thing that you love doing.
All right, all right, all
Natural
right, all right.
ease.
So natural ease, right? Talent is something that comes to you naturally. I was also I'm going to add that too. Talent, if you have a talent for something, and it's one of the things, or something you do without pain, if I should say. It's not
Without
your
pain.
it's not your job, you know. It's something you do without pain. You don't feel pain. You don't feel tired when you do that thing. It's an unusual natural ability over something, that specific thing that you have unusual natural ability. You probably didn't even go to school for that. You haven't been taught about how to do it, but it just comes naturally.
Sure.
That is what talent is, right? And also, I also wrote down that talent is also um, an a creative, if it's something that may be creative, something you could do which is creative, right? It is also something that may be artistic, something that is artistic. It's a creative ability, an artistic ability, something that basically, as I'm saying, is natural about you. And in fact, for the most part, most people can even tell us that you are good at this. That definitely is something that you could call a talent, but it's usually specific, because some of us are jack of all trades. We know
Master of none.
master of none, right? And that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about something that definitely makes you definitely feel like there's a flair. You get it down when you are told to do that thing. You don't. There's no argument that you can do it. In fact, people know that you are good at that thing. That is what we call your talent.
And
Right.
when it's assigned to you or you are doing it, you do it at ease, like with no difficulty. You don't struggle through it.
You don't
It
struggle.
comes naturally and you are able to do it with no struggle. Mhm.
All right. All right. So if we are going to move forward, somebody may ask, so what is the difference between gift? We say somebody is gifted at something. What is the difference? And I also found out that being gifted at something really means being talented.
Talented,
It's
yes.
just the same.
Mhm.
So it's somebody may say, I'm gifted at doing this. That means that they have a talent. They do something naturally. It comes to them naturally. They don't need to do anything really hard about getting that thing down because it's something that comes naturally to them. So you are gifted, you are talented at this thing, and also you have a flair for something. It's the same thing, and you have a way about it. I should say also, if you are gifted at something, you have a way. When everybody is struggling to believe that they can do something, you are like, no, you guys are complaining about this. This is easy.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason it's easy for you is because you are gifted at that. Unless you learned it, if it is not something that comes naturally to you, then you must have learned it, and that will actually lead us into another area that we will also touch on, which is scale.
Mm.
There's a scale, there's talent, there's scale, and there are potentials. But before we go to the difference between scales, talent, and potential, let's talk about some of examples of talent. I have here my first example is writing.
Mm.
Writing. So some people have the natural inclination to writing everything they want to write about. Right from childhood, they just love to write. And I've watched shows where authors would say that it comes naturally.
Natural.
I love to write. That's what I love to do. So you are gifted or you are talented in writing. So that's one example.
Mm.
Want to add any?
Like singers.
Singing.
So singing,
Mhm.
some people it just come naturally.
Mm.
Since maybe from childhood, you can see that they love to sing. Every now and then they are humming or they are doing something. And when they hear music, all that it takes to listen through it one time or twice, and they get the words right away.
Mm.
And they can just sing through songs easily,
Easily.
naturally.
And they have
And it
beautiful
feels,
voices.
and it comes with the
We all
beautiful
can
voice
sing,
too.
but some people have beautiful
Beautiful
voices,
voice. And
for
they don't
singing.
struggle through learning songs. It
Nope,
just
nope, nope,
come.
nope,
They
nope.
have special ear that
Mm,
they can hear the
mm,
tune and
mm.
like the different parts, the instruments that comes with it, all that. You can see that they are really talented because they can have a flair, like you're talking about the flair, the feel of it differently from somebody who do not have that talent. So it come naturally, and you can see that it shows when they're singing.
It shows, definitely shows when they're singing because it's natural for them. There's no struggle. It's like breathing, They don't need to think about taking in oxygen and breathing out, carbon dioxide. It comes naturally because it's something that God has placed in them, to enable them to survive in this life. So that is an example of that. The other example that I also have here is pottery. Some people, you give them, a clay, and without any instrument, or even if they ask for instrument, without any training, they will mold it into a shape of a beautiful something that you have never even thought you could make. So most of the parts we use, the designs on parts, people, if you these days we are blasted with videos from several places of people doing stuff. They may even be sitting in a village, a place where there's no tap water, there's nothing. They will be sitting in a riverside and they will make a beautiful pot. Why? Because they are already talented. They don't need anybody's help. So pottery is another example.
Dancing. Some
Dancing
people have
too.
that talent
Mm.
that they can move with the beat,
Mm.
just like that.
Mm.
While some people are going off beat all the time, they can dance, and you can see that they are talented. The way that they move their bodies and the way that they turn around and flow with the music, you can see that they are really talented.
They're really talented.
Yeah,
They flow with the music. Unlike the rest of us, we can dance all right, but if you are watching, you just have to make sure you don't laugh, right? Because the waist is going here and the beat says it should have gone here. So that is the difference. So it is not that nobody can do it. People can do it. And again, when we come to the difference between skill and talent, it will make more sense. But if we say somebody is talented, we definitely want to emphasize the fact that they don't need to be taught. It comes naturally. It's God-given thing that comes with them. The other example that I've also thrown in is communication. Some people are good at communication. Very, very good. Very, very good at communication. Now, just imagine talking to somebody. and seeing the way they can talk. Some people can talk you into, people in marketing. A lot of people in marketing are communicators. They have the ability to convince. They are persuasive. They are argumentative, but not kind of fighting argumentative. They are able to articulate. I should say, they are able to articulate their ideas without hesitation. They don't need to read books. They don't need anything. It comes with them. And so, when in a company they need somebody to represent the company, they would usually go to the best communicator. And so in some companies, they will tell you, if the press comes to ask you questions, you never answer anything. We have left that job for this person. Why? Because they have identified them as a person who is able to articulate all the best, the better things about the company outside through that person. So you may know a lot of the things that person can say, but you are not gifted enough to say it in a way that will be convincing to the public. So those are natural talents that God has given to some people. Very great communicators. They very, very well communicate, and that is a talent. So if you have that gift and you never know, today you know that, oh, this is why it's a talent. Anymore. There's more. I wrote down a lot. There's more. There's another one I call electronics. Electronics. Also, some people have, again, the ability to do electronics in such a way that is beyond imagination. They can unpack an iPad. They can tear it apart, put it together, fix it like it was never broken. They can do other stuff that nobody can do. They have the flair for it. I'm in a family of such people. In fact, I think I got it too. Honey, you don't believe me? Yeah, because one of my my younger fathers, actually, my dad actually did. They can, wire a new house. I'm talking about installing all the electrical wires and plugs and stuff, and they never went to school for that. And one of them. Before we started, I was pointing to you. So that is a skill that, an ability that comes with some people. They are inborn and they do it easily. They don't get tired. In fact, they can even do it and not charge money because they just like doing it. So getting money alongside becomes a secondary thing. It's fun for them to see that they're able to put wires across, rooms and power it, and things are working fine. So electronics or electricity, it's another area that some people are talented in or gifted in. We'll talk more.
Interior designers.
Interior designers or decorators. Yeah.
Talented. Like they are more like in the real estate. Like they can see the house and the way the setup is. They can have some touches to the way that the place is decorated, and it will come out beautifully. So you can see that they are talented, that they can rearrange things in your home and it will come out very beautifully. So such a person is very talented.
Very talented. Interior designers. And decorations. Some people have a natural ability to decorate. If you give them a place to decorate, they will turn your house around and you will be surprised how they did it. It's because it comes with the natural ability. It's a talent for them. And then cleaning. Cleaning is also another talent. Somebody may think that people have a talent for cleaning. Yeah. Some people cannot stand a disorganized room. Some people cannot stand a disorganized house. So whenever, even if they are a guest in your house and they see stuff wrong, they just want to put things right. They will just pick, this shouldn't be here. No, you should have put this here. And they will start putting things away. They clean. They can't deal with, with mess. So they are always looking to clean and make things right. So that is a natural talent. Nobody told them that you have to fix stuff and make stuff clean. It is something God has placed in them, and they are supposed to use that to overcome poverty. They are supposed to tap that and make it something that they can use to overcome poverty. It is a God-given gift that they have. They cannot stand the sight of bathroom not being clean. But for some people, they can use their tap for 3 weeks and no brush will stay, and they don't even see that it's messy. But we all human beings, right? Meanwhile, that person may also be so much fun of doing another thing. They may be like a powder or something. Or they may be a carpenter, so great with woodworking, but when it comes to cleaning the house and keeping things in order, they lack it. So
Mm.
everybody has a different kind of talent in that regard. And there's more. Let's see how we're doing on time
Mm.
because we got to talk about other things. There's cooking.
Mm.
hmm
Charming people.
Charming people.
Yeah.
Those people, hey, honey, charming people too. Yeah, explain. Honey.
So, like, if they come into contact with people,
hmm
you know, the person will love talking to them. They have this special thing that when they talk or communicate with other people, they get their favor. They have special thing about them that you want to stay around them. So such people can be like a car, the people that sell
Car
cars,
sales people.
salesmen.
hmm
They have that talent that
Marketing.
they can talk to people and people will buy into their idea,
Mm.
whatever they are selling. The way that they would talk about it, you can see that they have special skill or
Special
special
talent.
talent.
Special talent. Special
Special
talent.
talent.
They are able to communicate and articulate information
Mhm.
better than everybody else. You give them the same information, give another person the same information, and they can sell that information and make it look so different
Mm.
because of their natural ability to communicate, to articulate ideas. And those people, as she said, are people who are good for sales, people who are good for marketing. So you may be watching this, you think got nothing to make money off or to overcome poverty by. And yet, when you talk to people, everybody wants to talk to you. You can convince when your family gathers and you are not there, nobody will agree. But once you are there, you say one word and everybody loves it. You are gifted in that communication.
Mm.
And so you can harness that or leverage that for something that will actually make you money.
Mm.
We'll go into that a little later, but we want to make you aware of how many other things that we are taking for granted that can make us overcome poverty and disease. All right, so I'm just going to read through a lot of other ones that I wrote down, and then you can also add some. We have some people who are mathematicians.
Mm.
People, they start from school and they are gifted. They are always above their class. They just love math. When everybody's run away from mathematics, these people want to do math. They don't want to read. All they want is mathematics. Numbers, good. They just want to work with numbers, and they can find their way through numbers with ease. While the rest of us will have to stay up and night and try and get things to work. They are just like that with numbers. Such people can be in an area like an actuary, right? But if you didn't know you have that ability, you probably will go to school for something else that makes you troubled to do. Meanwhile, struggle through. Meanwhile, you have an easy way out of life that can make you overcome poverty, but you neglect it. And we'll talk about that, why people also do that. And then some people we already organizing. Some people are good with organizing. So we give them the chance to organize, and they will organize. They will put things in order, be it in an organization or in the house. You have to be able to harness that for overcoming poverty. So the whole idea of knowing what gift or talent you have is to be able to tap it and use it to overcome poverty.
So with organization, you can think of wedding planners,
Wedding planners,
party planners. You can see that they are so organized.
Mm.
They are able to put ceremonies, occasions together beautifully because of their talent.
What's your friend's name? I want to give her a shout out. What's the name of her business? I forgot. Royal. Blissful Royale. A friend of ours, my wife's classmate. I want to use this chance to also mention her if you are into wedding or anything. This lady has this ability, this natural ability. She graduated. I don't know what she did in college, but she just added that to her regular job, and it's the last time I think she was number 2 or number 1,
number 5,
the
whole Connecticut.
The whole Connecticut. She was number 5 of the top wedding planners, and I don't think she went to school even to plan weddings. She has a whole degree that she does, that she works on. She works with. But she is top number 5 of the state of Connecticut, and she has pictures shown us, her pictures with the governor of the state of Connecticut. Blissful Royale. Check it out online if you have a wedding to plan, in the New England area. And so this is some of the things. Once she found out that she has that natural ability, she didn't have to do much. She just has to put one and two together to set up a business. And now it's coming through naturally because she is good. I'm pretty sure she puts in a lot of hard work. But the fact that she loves doing it makes it easier for her. It's going to be easier for her than somebody who doesn't want to do it and is forced to do it. So that is one thing that we want to talk about. All right. And then in the interest of time, we're going to move forward. So there are several examples of talents and gifts that we can harness or leverage for making our lives better, overcome poverty and disease. Now, in order to also be able to link up overcoming disease, we want to differentiate between talents, skills, and the potential. Talent, skills, and potential. That's what we want to talk about at this time. So, talent, skills, and potential. Now, skills. What I have skill. Well, before we go to skill, let's talk about what talent is, and then we'll see what skill is, and then what potential is. So, a talent is something again that comes naturally, right? Talent is natural ability to do something exceptionally, something that you do without hesitation, without training. You can just do it. You are born with it. That is your talent, right? Now, in with talent, if you identify your talent as say decoration, right? Or like our sister organizing, wedding planning, or whatever you love to do, and you go to school, you get some training on it, and you develop it more, you become even better at it, right? So somebody may have a talent and then may go to school and even polish it even more, or get a degree for it, because sometimes you can't just walk to somebody's office and say that, I'm talented in writing. What shows that you're talented? You know what I'm saying? What shows that you're talented in writing? You can't just go to anybody and say that I'm talented at this. Yeah, you may be, but in a corporate world or in a financial world, you got to prove that you are talented in something, and the way you come out there is to show a degree. So you may have the natural ability, but then with talent you can also develop it. Now let's go to skill. When we go to skill is uh, learned abilities. So in skill, you actually go to school, you like the ability of decorations, you like to draw buildings, or you like to put things together. So you go to school for architecture. You have no flair for it. You don't know how to draw. You don't know how to draw buildings. You don't know how to do architectural work. Or you don't know how to sing, for example. But you go to music school because you love singing. You know that it's something you want to do. So you go to school or any institution, or as an apprentice, you go and you learn on the job. And that learned ability, after learning, whether through school or apprenticeship or wherever you got that skill, after that, you get the ability to do it. And so we call it, you have the skills. So that is the difference.
So can we say that the skill can be built on your talent? So like you have maybe a flair for something, but you want to polish it or you want to make it your profession.
Yeah.
So you can go to school to acquire the skill or the deeper things in your talent to make it better.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you can build on it. That's still your talent because you are able to do it. Mm-hmm. But in skills, it is like you don't have any ability. Like what we do, we were born, nobody taught us how to make money, or what we do now is not something that we have any ability to do.
Okay.
I'm talking about our professions, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't have any ability to become, in healthcare, to become pharmacists or anything like that. But we went to school and we learned the trade, we got the degrees, and we are called that. Now we have the skills. So that is skills. So I cannot say that I have a talent in this. I can say I'm a skillful person with when it comes to medications and stuff. That is skill. Mm-hmm. But somebody that is born with the ability to mix drugs without school, they can put 2 and 2 together. They go here, they put this leaf and that leaf, and then they mix it, they weigh it, and they make sure they come out with a product without any acquired knowledge from school. That person is talented. In that. So that is where the difference is. So talent, inborn, God gave it to you right there. When you came out, it was there in your genes that you can do this. But the skill you have to acquire it through books, through training,
Mm.
or through anything of the sort that will make you equipped to be able to get that ability and work to overcome poverty.
Mm.
So that is the difference between skill and
Talent.
talent. Now, the next one, which um, actually before that, I also found out that people who are talented at something, they are more accurately going to predict performance when somebody is talented in something. So, for example, you hire somebody at work, I mean, to do a job for you. That person, if that person didn't have that talent, they just went
The
to
skill.
school, they just got a skill from training, they got a degree. And then you hire another person or you employ another person who was originally talented in that area
Mhm.
and then went to school to get a degree. The person who was naturally gifted or who was already talented, they are more, they're about four times more likely you can predict those people are going to succeed than the people who learned it,
Mhm.
who just they didn't know, they just got the training and became successful at it. So if you are talented at doing something, it is better for you in that regard to be able to use that to your benefit, to either to open a business or to overcome poverty or to do something than um, just going somewhere you have no clue
Mm.
and then using that to become your profession. I mean, they are all good.
Mhm.
I hope you're getting me right. Right? They are both good. They are both good. You can do that. I mean, as a matter of fact, when we were talking about going to college and making sure you get a degree so that you can get a better job, that's what we meant. Go to school, get something. But if you find out what you're already talented in,
Mm.
and then you develop that through training, you stand a better chance at succeeding. In fact, it can be predicted that you are more likely to succeed than somebody who has no idea about what they're doing. They just went to school for the training.
Mm. And you can also add that such people will love or enjoy what they do more
Exactly.
because they have the natural flair
Hmm.
for that thing.
Hmm.
So when they go to school to polish it or to know more about it, when they start practicing, you can see that they love what they do. They get the satisfaction from their job because that's their line of
That's their
trade
line.
and they enjoy doing it. So if you have talent, don't throw it away and go somewhere different. Build on it, get more information, more education on it, more skill on it. And I promise you, you're going to enjoy doing it and going to work every day.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Now we want to make sure that if you are joining us on a live, please hit the share button. Let's get other people involved. And don't forget to bring your thumbs up. I see one thumb up. Just hit the thumbs up or the like button. And also get ready with your own comments and all your questions or whatever it is that you want to ask or contribute to the show. As we always say, we are no experts. We are just like you. We just want to have a conversation. So bring your ideas and let's all share together this beautiful Sunday afternoon. All right, so that is one of them, skill and talent, the difference between those. Now, I'm going to also talk about the last thing that I also want to add to that another different thing is the potential. This is where the health part comes in. So, what is potential? In my own words, potential is your ability to change or take advantage of situations and make them work for you. So, in other words, for scales, you just know what you want. You go in there and you take advantage. I mean, for talent, you are naturally gifted at doing that thing. Potential is taking advantage of something that you could never get, and then perhaps through skills training, you take advantage of it, and then you get what you want to get. So there's a difference between potential. Potential is, taking where you are. Even in science, I don't know if my science background, if I still remember definition of potential energy. I think it's the energy of displacement, right?
Hmm.
Right?
Don't
If
remember.
you don't remember, yeah, I know kinetic energy is energy of movement.
Movement.
So potential energy is energy of displacement. In other words, there are some kinds of energy that you get by moving from one point to the other. So if you are here and then you are displaced from this place to this level, the height between where you move from, multiplied by your weight, gives you some kind of an energy.
Mm.
Just go look it up.
Potential energy.
Potential energy. So energy of displacement. So you move by moving from one place where there's a disadvantage, taking advantage of that makes you have something. That is what we call potential. So many of us have potential all around us, especially if you live in a place where there's abject poverty, there's like no hope for people, and you think that, oh, all of us are going to be in this situation forever. Most of the time, there is a lot of potential, but people fail to recognize the potential. They just sing the song of poverty and then they relax. And when I say this song of poverty, it's easier for people to just say that, as for us, this is our problem, and then they relax because they would rather give that excuse and chill than to take advantage of what they are struggling with and then make something out of it. And so that is the difference between skill, potential, and talent. Now, the reason I said that skill, potential has something to do with health is that all of us have been given the ability to live, right? And to make money and all that. But some people are not taking care of their health. We all have the potential to be healthy, but some people have let that potential fly. They just don't want to take care of themselves. They don't see their doctors. Now, no matter how much talent you have, if you don't see your doctor and you just keep eating the old things that you eat, your blood pressure is not checked, your cholesterol is not checked, your blood sugar, you don't know. Whole years have passed, you have never seen a doctor, and you brag about it. As for me, I don't get sick. Well, you don't get sick, but you're going to get sick eventually. Why? Because with time, things are building up in you. And if you have a skill, if you have a talent, and you don't take advantage of the healthcare in your area, you are missing that potential. So that is why I brought up potential. Potential is everybody that can take advantage of whatever is around them. So take advantage of whatever circumstances around you, including to make business, to make money, to get, to go to church, to live a better life, to do all the things that work for people. That is when you are taking potential. You're using your potential to advance your life. So on that front, potential, I want you to add, apart from just going to school or looking at something that will make you money, going to have training, take advantage of the things that will help your health. And that is your great potential, because all of us have been given this life. But if you do not take advantage of your health, if you do not use your health potential, you can make all the money you think you can make, but you leave it early and then other people will chop the money. All right. Yeah. So, we are Life and Health channel. So we want to make sure that as we talk about making well or doing well financially, we don't want you to forget about the fact that you also have to be healthy enough. I've seen people make money, build mansions, and in some, third world countries, even marry wives, polygamy. And then soon after that, they get stroke and then they are let down and some other people chop the money because they did not take advantage. The potential for healthy life was neglected. They only took the potential for making money serious. Maybe it's because, if you don't make, if you are not sick, nothing bothers you, nobody will see. But when it comes to money, if you don't make the money, it shows, and then your kids may be hungry. So people take advantage of that more than the other potential of making themselves healthy. So we just want to make sure that you guys who are watching us remember that take advantage of the healthcare in your area and make sure that even as much as you go to school, as much as you develop your talent, you also take care of your health. All right. So we are going to talk about now, just before we wrap up. So what do you do with a talent? How do you harness your talent and your potential to overcome poverty and disease? How do you harness the talent and the potentials that you have, the skills, the talent to overcome poverty and disease? And we have already touched on some of them. So I can start, right? Mm-hmm. So like if you have a skill or if you have a talent for cleaning, you can start a business in cleaning. It is, I don't want to say people who are not smart are the people who are always frowning on certain talents and certain skills. if you have the talent for cleaning, you clean death. I mean, you clean debt. You go in the offices, you can make money. Set up a business, an independent contractor or something, and start selling yourself, professionally. Don't just go to the office and say, I'm a cleaner. Can I clean your work for, so and so a month? No, they're going to take advantage of you. They probably will even kick you out. Set up a business, professionalize your talent, make a name, make a logo, make a business letterhead, do something to brand yourself, and then go out there and sell yourself and say, we are professional cleaners. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ooh. We are professional cleaners. I hope my sound effect came, but Gifty head and say, oof. Last time it didn't come. But yeah, sell yourself as a professional cleaner and make a business out of that. And before you know, you may start with maybe your kids. Before you know, you get so much business that you have to employ other people and you'll be making money. You go, you do your professional thing, you come home, you're good. And honey, one thing that I have seen about this country that I love so much, that it doesn't matter what kind of job. People will wear tie and suit and they will stand there and show you their professionalism.
Wow.
No, don't worry me. We live here with me. Am I lying? I want you to say, yeah, it's true. Oh my goodness.
I've witnessed that before.
You have seen it. A job that you wouldn't think would demand, a professional attire. They would dress in tie, a suit, 2-piece, 3-piece suit with tie and come. And that shows in itself how serious you are about the business.
Remember the guy that stopped by last time, the people that killed the pets and the rodents outside? The pest control.
Yeah, pest control, yeah.
They come and they are professional.
Very professional.
With suits and with their iPad and everything. They knock at your door, and the way that they talk to you, you just want to sign up.
You want to sign up?
Yeah, because of the way that they present themselves.
That's the key, the presentation. So you got the talent, but you got to have a presentation. You got to have the presentation, because if you don't, people won't take you serious. And if people don't take you serious, you cannot make the money. That's the key there. You want to use it, you want to harness your talent for business and to overcome poverty. So professionalize yourself, sell yourself professionally and use that as a way to make money and overcome poverty that way. So it doesn't matter what kind of talent you have. It may be something that people don't even regard. It may be a woodworker. Have you professionalized it? What is your business name? What are some of the things you've done? Do you have pictures of what you've done? Do you have any testimonials of people? When you knock on people's door to do, how do you approach? The fact that you're a woodworker doesn't mean you should just go out there talking to people in your woodworking attire right there. No, professionalize it when you go. And then once you're ready for the job, then you dress down and do what it is, because at that point you are making your hands dirty. But sell yourself, a plumber. You have a car, you're a plumber. There's no sign, no logo on your car that says that you're a plumber. You're just driving and people call you and then you go to their house and you do. Nobody knows what you do. There's nothing that shows that you are serious about a business in plumbing. You probably have even received training on top of it. So now you are not just talented, but you are, you are certified in it too. And yet you are not selling yourself that way. You cannot make money that way. You got to professionalize. You got to sell yourself. You got to brand yourself, as what most people say. Brand yourself in a way that will make sure that people will take you serious. So there won't be that your talent, you do it for fun. No, you do it to overcome poverty. You make money out of what you're doing.
And another talent too that we didn't talk about is animal lovers. They love animals so much. They connect with the dogs, the cats, and all that. We have this show that we were watching about dog whisperer. He made it his profession. Naturally, he loves animal. He loves dogs, and he learns more about the people when they have problem or dogs. They will call him.
They'll call him.
Yeah, to calm the dogs down and all that. So that's a special talent that he had, and he made a lot of money out of it.
He made a lot of money.
Yeah. So you can find something that you love doing.
Anything
and
that
present yourself in such a way that
the branding,
people will see you and seek for your service.
Definitely. If you don't do that, if you don't make your presentation, you don't present yourself well, you don't make yourself available in a way that people can see your skills, your talent, then your talent will be just sitting, and everybody will know you are good at this, but it doesn't make you any money. And that is when we actually go to school again and do something whole different. Why? Because we didn't even know what we have. So we spend money to learn something that you probably don't even want to do after some years.
If you bring it down to where we come from, we know that some women are good dressmakers.
Hmm.
They sew beautiful attire, but the presentation is not there.
Mm.
They just sew and give it to few people.
Mm.
What about if you take pictures of your work,
Make a
put it
catalog.
online,
Hmm.
present yourself to people out there, the way that you, maybe after that, so you have online orders
Online
that people can
orders.
see your pictures, the style, the designs, and they can contact you, and you have some few things that you've sewn to show your skill. And we have the braid, the people that braid
The braid
hairs,
hair, yeah. Hair
or
braiders.
the makeup artists
Makeup artists.
and all that. So the way, if you are passionate about something, just present yourself online. We have the electronics, we have people using the internet anyhow. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your
The
advantage.
presentation. Brand yourself and take advantage of your abilities. Take advantage. Some of us do what we know how to do can be made better by going to have maybe a 6 month training on top, 1 year training on top of it, just to get a certificate that says that you do this. Because for some people, unless they see a certificate, no
Yeah.
amount of us, can give them. And especially in where we live, everything that you do, you have to have a license for, which is kind of sometimes it's bad, but most of the times it's good
It's
because
good.
it helps people to authenticate what they're actually talking about. So if it is like woodworking, get some kind of training on top of your natural ability. Get that paper that says that you are certified, you are a licensed woodworker, a licensed whatever it is, and then display that as part of your, the things that you are, that makes you authentic, that will make people believe you, so that you can sell yourself that way. So that is how to turn your talent to overcome poverty and disease. And as far as potentials too, we are bringing a show to an end. It's already 1 hour on the dot. Potential, we talked about health, right? But some of us also are located in places where there are countless opportunities. We have so much potential, but we are singing the song of poverty again. As for this place, everybody is poor. Well, do you know why everybody is poor? Because everybody is waiting for somebody to bring them something. Nobody is making anything. And this happens a lot in a lot of the African countries. Everybody is waiting for cheese from the US or from Europe. Meanwhile, we have cows there that are being milked. Cheese is made from cow milk or from goat milk. When I found out there's goat cheese, I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I never even thought about that. You know, all the kind of milk we produce, and yet we wait for other people to process cheese and bring it. And then you say you are poor. Well, you're going to remain poor. If nobody's going to turn that little thing you make into something, with value added, then of course you're going to continue to sing the song of poverty. But if you are serious about overcoming poverty and living a better life, and not singing the songs of poverty, praise of poverty, and being happy with poverty, being happy with where you are, the sad thing is most people are already happy where they are, so they don't even think about moving up because they are satisfied. But if you want better life, then you got to look at the surrounding. That's why I wrote your location. There's huge potential for shoemakers. Shoemakers, you know, people don't make shoes. Every shoe is imported. Can you add value to you are somebody who works in a local place where everybody, they make these local shoes. Add value, put a sticker on the bottom, made by this, brand it, make a box,
Mm.
add something to it that will make it attractive, and then sell it. You are making business. You are making business. So there's bunch of potential location, and then also even in farming, in agriculture, we are importing. You know how much nuts are expensive here. Last
Mhm.
last week we were talking about in our health. tip for the week. I think it was last week or maybe the week before. Yeah, the week before we talked about the health benefits of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And then when I was talking about, I remembered when I was a kid, we had an olive tree right in front of our house, and the tree was beaten down. So I just started thinking, can olives survive where I was living that time? But nobody has thought about that. Nuts are so expensive over here, and we sit down and say, as well as poor, do the nuts and don't just ship it raw. Package it. Put the label on it, made by this company. Look around, go to the supermarket, make the presentation that Gifty said attractive, modernize it, and that is your breakthrough. Some people have seen it and they are making it, but the majority of us are waiting for somebody to employ us, and then also somebody to import something from outside, and so we continue to sing the song of poverty. All right, you have anything to add? All right. So we are going to conclude. I have one scripture that I found in Proverbs 18:16. Proverbs 18:16 says that a man's gift, or a man's talent makes room for him or for her. A man's gift. So your talent will make room for you. Now the question is, what is your talent? Oh, we didn't talk about how to identify your talents. It was part of our plan. But in the interest of time, do you want to head that first quickly?
Oh, so like how to identify your talent?
Yes. Yeah, just quickly so that we can.
The first one is, what do you like talking about most? Like when you see friends, so what's the first thing that you want to talk about? Something that you find it easy to talk about. That can be something that you can look into if it's your talent, your strength. Your strength. You know that when you are given an assignment or something is brought up, you know that you are able to make justice to whatever is presented to you. You can see that it's your strength. When people around you are struggling, you can come up with a solution with no struggle. So that can also be something that you can think of as it being your talent. And which activity you don't need any help to do. You don't need any help. You don't go and seek for resources out there. It comes naturally and the solution is out there. So if you have something that you like, enjoy doing, it's something that you can do. And when was the last time you lost track of time doing an activity? When was the last time you lost track of time? Like my husband can sit on the computers and forget about the time. All that you want to do is to stare on the screen, and I don't know what he's doing. So if you realize that you can get into something, then you lose track. Maybe reading, you love reading, and you get a book and you just want to read and read and read and read. That can be your talent. You can develop it one way or the other.
You create a business and read to kids.
Yeah, you can record something.
Or you can, if you do that, you may also be a writer, because the more people read, they also get the inspiration
and
to write.
you get the vocabularies, and you can communicate. You can be a good communicator. So look within you and figure out where you are good at. And if you find it, develop it, and that can be a talent you can earn money from.
All right. It's good we added that part. So identify your talents, and those are the summary of the things you can use to know what am I actually talented in. And she said that something that you do and you lose track of time, when it doesn't hurt you. You can sit down and do that thing and never get hungry. I can, like she said, if I was going to school again, if I was starting scratch, I'll probably become a computer engineer, because I wouldn't mind just doing media, computer. I don't get hungry, and she's right. And for you, what it is, what is it that makes you lose track of time? You don't care. It could even be watching games, watching movies, but craft something out of that and make money. And then I think we'll have to have a show and talk about why sometimes you have to neglect your talent and go for a skill. Because some of the talents, if you are not able to do something with it, and you say that it's your talent, sometimes you can end up becoming poor because you just want to do your talent. But it all depends on the individual. So we'll have another show. Maybe next week we're going to talk
So
about.
maybe you can still go for the skill, and
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying.
talent can be the side
The side one, the side
Yes.
hook here.
that you're
So
passionate about.
yes,
That's your passion.
that's your passion. Yeah. So definitely find out what your talent is and make sure you harness it for your own good. Just so that you even have the satisfaction of life. Because if you're doing what God has placed you here to do, you will enjoy life more. It doesn't matter how much money you make. The fact that you're doing that, because innately it gives you joy when you do it, you even enjoy life the more. So it's definitely important that we find out what we have come to this with, and to build on it and make money from that. So as we conclude again, a man's gift, Proverbs 18:16. A man's gift makes room for him. Now, we already explained that gift and talent could be used interchangeably, right? So gift is the same as talent. So a man's talent or a man's gift makes room for him. And then the B part, the second part says that, and brings him before great men. Now, before you can come before great men, you have to have and use your gift. People who are playing basketball, who are scoring, have met presidents. Why? Because they are using their skill. When they win the championship and the whole team is going to the White House, they are going to meet great men. And not only that, but all the other doors that are going to open just because you are harnessing your talent or your gift that God has placed in you. So as we conclude the show, we just want you to remember that if there's anything that you can take from this show, remember that your gift, your talent, if you develop it, no matter how far along in life you are, it may bring you before great men. It may bring you before great men. And meeting great men is a whole new level. It's a whole new level. Remember, one president came to this country and during their campaign time, and everybody was trying to take a picture. At that time, they were not even president. They were just campaigning to be candidates, And I tried. I also got a picture myself with him. just get a picture with the future president. So remember, if you have the talent and you have to meet him, and then he talks to you, you can give him your ideas just because of the advantage of going there through your talent and your gift. So that's where we're going to conclude, and we will follow up with another show in the area that we have already touched. But until then, I want to say that, beloved, we wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you, and thank you for watching.